Yeah.
What's happening?
Not much, man. What's up?
You're like our third guest now, so
Yeah.
we're rocking a little bit. We're just like trying to make sure that any technical difficulties don't like mess us up too
Don't
bad.
fully end the show yet.
Yeah.
It's only been Zoom.
Hey,
Everything else has
man.
been fine.
I have been watching as much as I could.
Appreciate that.
Because I'm doing other stuff around me.
Yeah.
But I have been watching, and you guys have been killing it.
Thank you.
I really do dig. I'm man, because everything now offends everybody, and I ain't trying to be that dude, but there is a space of black nerddom that I currently occupy that it's like being an infant in a new space. Because a lot of this shit I wasn't paying attention to, but I've been watching a lot of other creators lately. And I gotta say, man, it's a lot of young people out here putting out some amazing shit. And I knew nothing because I've been listening to you. I knew nothing about this channel awesome joint. Dude, that cat's amazing, man. Congratulations on that, and shout out to y'all for the excellent work that y'all putting out here in the universe.
Yeah, we greatly appreciate that. Like, that's what this whole project is about, is just trying to raise up more content creators, because there's a lot of noise out there that people are making, and it's so hard to break through that noise. It's literally like chasing the sun sometimes. It's so hard to do, and so I think that's why we're just trying to network out and talk to more people about it, especially because my buddy Tim that he's the one that like told me about you. I didn't even know you were a comedian until he told me about you, and then like listening to your stuff online and seeing more about you, it's just been kind of a breakout of seeing more stuff from people, and that's word of mouth is the only way to make people understand that there's really great people out here. Yeah, for real.
It is amazing that you put it that way. I'm currently in a dispute with the Big Dog Eat Child guys. The two gentlemen that I don't know how well. I'll just say that
I've read some articles, but if you wanted to explain more in detail, go for it.
Yeah, you don't have to fully explain anything if you don't want to for legal reasons, but we are aware of some of that situation. But
it's a lot of this that I've already put out. The first thing that's interesting is that when they came to me, they were trying to make this thing happen and they couldn't. Right. And so when they came to me, they asked me to see if I can make the character work. And excuse me, on Instagram and on TikTok, robertlhines.com, I put up the actual script from the second video. Now the first video was called Jones Big Ass Truck Rental and Storage Facility. And that name wound up being that because I kept messing up the name on purpose. I thought it would be really funny, but every time he sell some shit to you, he's selling so hard he can't even remember the name.
Dude,
so
yes,
in my mind,
that.
I'm like, because they wrote something totally different, and I looked at it and I was like, yeah, I ain't finna pay. Because I'll be honest with you, I was being nice. I it's not that I didn't respect them, but you're not finna make me do too much, especially when I'm doing this for free. You know what I mean? Like I'm not finna.
I'm already here.
Man, I'm giving you my talent, and at the time I had kidney disease, so I'm dying.
Literally dying to be like here. Like literally dying, like being there. Like you're here for free, and you're literally not doing good. And they're like, "Oh, can you read this BS?" And you're like,
Just an example of that. I'm gonna get back to the story, but I just want to give you an example of that because I know you got a lot of guests, and you're killing it.
Thank you.
They had a bit where they had taped everything, and then they went back over it, and they made, because actually the editing was them. Editing was them, but the performance and giving the character life was me. And I never asked them anything for it. But it was this one point where you could see me sit down, and at the time I weighed 320 pounds, and you could see me sit down, and I'm exhausted, and they cut that up and they showed it to me, and I'm looking at it and I'm trying to figure out, like, why do you think that's funny? Like, but hey, I gave it to you, do what you will. This was my first thought. And then we had a contract, and the little contract was because they were selling t-shirts with my face on it, and they didn't want me to get 20% of the t-shirt sales because I wouldn't sit in a room with them and put t-shirts in a bag that's got my face on it.
Oh, you wouldn't help with shipping. I mean, if you didn't even
Man.
ask for that, I wouldn't. I'd be like, nah, I ain't got shit to do, man.
I don't make the talent do that type
Man.
of stuff.
Yeah, don't
It
make the
was
talent
just
do that. If they
crazy.
volunteer, that's one thing, but being
And
mad
I
that you
was
don't.
with them. I came by to try to help, and they didn't feel like I was helping enough. Like I came by and I looked around.
You're
like,
helping
oh my
wrong.
gosh, I got a whole operation, right? And man, it was just thing after thing like that. It was these little small things that I just overlooked because I blamed it on them being young and their sense of humor being kind of. It was kind of a weird frat boy kind of space, but as if I don't know, it was just not. It wasn't what they were looking for, and I
Yeah.
could see it in every word that they wrote.
They're trying to find
And I
themselves
put it
with
up.
what they know, but they didn't know what they were looking for.
Man, what they wanted was this was the type of stuff they would give me. They would give me some stuff in the barbecue one. It's this one part where they say something to the effect of it make me sound like the lady in The Help. You know?
Oh man, really? I mean okay, I get what you're talking about.
I see.
As soon as you said that, I immediately gauged the comedy style that they.
The second it was like
guys
The
were working
Help,
with
I was
you.
like, oh,
yeah, I was like,
see.
oh no, man.
I think you guys are missing the point of the movie.
It's little things that are buried in that shit. At the time, I wasn't paying attention to, but it was little protests.
Yeah.
It would be like they would be wanting me to do really weird shit. Like it was we were in this big yard. It was like around 35th and 31st and Wallace, somewhere around White Sox Park. Oh, okay. And it was this little car sitting in this lot. And the car had T-tops. And it'd been raining over it for years, and it was just dirty and nasty, and there was a puddle in the bottom of it. And they was like, okay, get in the car. And I look at him, and I was like, hey, man, just turn on the fucking camera.
Yeah.
And then when he turned the camera on, that's when I go, you ain't the Dukes of Hazzard? Because, man, I'm not finna get in this rusty-ass car and catch what the old folks used to call ptomaine poison. I ain't finna get all rustied up in my insides for y'all. You know what I mean? It was just so crazy.
They just treat you like an animal. They're like, okay, you're here to film for us. You're going to do whatever we ask then, right? That's cool. But they don't say that. They just turn on the camera and like, okay, go. Do it. Jump around for me now. Be funny. And it's like, hell no. Exactly, I'm still a human and I still have limits, man. I'm not.
That's exactly how the song came about. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I asked him for in this whole situation was the little song.
Yeah.
The first 7 seconds of one of the 3 videos that has millions and millions of views.
Was the biggest, yeah.
I had started to mess with my YouTube page because I didn't even know they came with. I'm past the age of technology where y'all at. I'm trying to get to where you guys are.
Dude, there's some stuff that even then I'm like
Zoom came out.
Zoom.
I was like, I don't know how that works at all. Like Discord, I know how to work with because it's not that complicated.
Yeah, we know games and basic troubleshooting of any kind of settings, but some stuff is just so damn dumb and complicated that it's just like, just let me talk on it. Just let me hit go.
and like you said, the song it blew up is the thing. Like it is in any Vine compilation, it is there.
Yes.
So it is understanding of like you wanting your fair share, and like that is completely in your right.
Or even to know the wrongdoings, we'll say on their end towards you behind the scenes of that time, because people just know that as that happy little fun little jingle thing, but there's like pain and other kinds of pain and hardships that went with that too, and you getting wronged on that, and that's you see a lot of that, but you don't hear about that, and you definitely can talk about that here, man, because we don't stand for that shit.
It was so amazing, and again, I attributed it to them being young, and because when I met them, I was deep in my 30s, and I would see them do things and how they handled themselves, and I thought, it's just silly young dude stuff. It's like y'all went to school together, and certain stuff I guess is cool. Yeah, that people who went to college together do.
we met my freshman year of college.
Yeah, we both met in college
for video stuff.
I didn't go to college. I was in the army and shit.
No, that's perfectly fine. I didn't want to go to college, but it was just like you have to get the degree. Honestly, everything but keyboard shortcuts and the friends I met was the only things I learned going to school for digital shit. But
you know, the weird thing about it was I'm at that age before Reagan had screwed up all the college, and I could have went to college for like $500 a semester. I was going to Alcorn State.
Damn.
You didn't. I'm shaking in rage and jealousy because like
Damn,
I was the guy who wanted to go to college. I fought to go to college with my family.
I thought it was gonna be a bigger, crazier thing, so I wanted to go. But when I'm in it, I'm like, why do I have to do math? I'm editing videos, bro. All I need is the timestamp. Like,
you look. I'm gonna tell you. To be honest with you, I used to think the same way when I was a younger guy, but now that I'm getting older, and I understand what this thing is really about. You want to know as much as you can know.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that for sure. I'm not like knowledge icky. I love history. I love learning. I love the real side of shit and just knowledge in general. But like some of the stuff they make you do for a degree, it's like, bruh, I'm editing. I don't need to know calculus. I don't need it.
That's
Teach me how to mortgage a house in math. I would love that shit for real.
That's the other. That's 100% the truth. There is nothing that is more important in this nation than capitalism. You can say what you want to
whether
say,
you hate it or love it. You love it or hate it, you have to deal with it, and it
absolutely.
You better learn how to do it, and they don't teach it because that's part of it, and it sucks.
Nope, and it absolutely. And so that's why when they gave me this little contract, and they didn't pay me for years. They didn't. I stopped asking them for stuff after the first 2 years.
Yeah. You just show up at that point.
Pay me, wouldn't sit, and then when they wanted to do more videos, because at one point, Hannibal Buress, I had made a
nice.
Jack Gordon produced a comedy special for me called Lockdown.
Okay.
Hannibal Buress went back in it and remade it for me to make just the Lockdown part of special, and he mixed in a bunch of beautiful interviews. It was amazing. I really enjoyed making that special, and it's on. It's on. You can find it anywhere. It's called Lockdown. Any place you find anything.
We'll try to link that in the description here below for people later if they're watching the stream back, because that sounds awesome. I have watched like Eric Andre and Hannibal a lot over the years, so that is very awesome that you have worked with him. I love that, man.
And at that point, they wanted to do more videos because Hannibal was involved. Now, keep in mind,
the name and the face came up, and they're like, "Huh, more money and views. Pay me what I owe first, and then we'll talk." Or what you owe me first. It's like, come on, man.
We had a TV. I didn't even ask them for it at that point. We had a TV pilot that we made. The show was called Toby Makes a Million. Hilarious. It was gonna be on MTV2.
Sounded like it, yeah.
And it was really good. It was me and this guy named Jay Snow. And one of my favorite shows of all time is Sanford and Son. And Jay Snow had this Son ass rhythm. Oh my God, it was hilarious, man. It was hilarious. I'm going to talk to my people and find out. I've been saying this, but I if I can get it cut up, I have it and I can show it to you guys. But I'm not sure if legally I can show it to you. Yes, but I will send it to you just so you can have access to it.
That'd be cool
amongst yourselves.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
You know, whatever happens.
I love that. I love sending people the unlisted stuff because before I upload videos, I'll always throw it in the new unlisted playlist. I'm like, if there's nothing new out, just check this playlist. There's probably like 15 episodes that aren't out yet.
That's very cool. Is Lockdown under just like Rob Hines, or is there any like?
Oh, it's under Isola Man. That's Hannibal's production company. Isola Man Media.
Okay.
I'm gonna Google that real quick.
Because they took down. That's another thing that they did. So at first when I wasn't saying anything, they were happy, and they kept asking me to make stuff without wanting to pay me. So after Hannibal had got involved, and then after a little while after that, they was like, "Look, let's get back to work. Let's start making stuff." Because they only got about 30-something videos on the whole. All these years, they got 100,000. I put up my shit. I got about 2,600 people involved in the little time it was up.
Nice.
So once I copywrote the song, I want to get this part of the story out. You know,
we'll try not to interrupt. It's just a lot going on.
Yeah,
all good, man.
No, I'm saying on my part because I do tend to go on.
No, that's what you're here for.
You're good, man.
What happened was when I got the copyright for the song, that's all I asked them for when they wouldn't partner with me. Because I did ask for a partnership. I was like, hey guys, let's try to find a way we can work together. And they wrote back to me. And I will even start chronicling the emails and start sending them to you. Because they saying I'm slandering them. No, I have a paper trail.
Definitely.
I can show you the original script that they sent to try to take away my copyright. Mm-hmm. They were trying to get me to rescind my copyright because after I copywrote the song, they copywrote everything else. Everything else, all 3 of the videos, the name itself, they copywrote everything else, and I didn't even fight it because it was my image. But I wasn't trying to take anything from them. I asked you for a partnership. You said no. I'm taking these 7 seconds.
Yes.
Because the
biggest part of it, and it was you. You deserve that and more. You at least deserve the biggest part of it, which you created. Like, I mean, I know it was from their script or whatever else, but you reined that in, you know, and they haven't given you your proper dues for it, and it just sucks.
I didn't even know. The thing is, I didn't even know anything about this was happening until I heard about it on the podcast that you were on with Timmy Blaze. I had no idea, and I think it sucks.
Shout out to the Happy Corner podcast.
Yeah, shout out to Happy Corner. But the fact that nobody knows about this on something that is so iconic for an entire generation, like Vine was so popular, and like I was telling you yesterday, like you will not find a single Vine compilation without that song probably in there.
Yeah.
It is huge, and it sucks that they're trying to take that away from you.
Right, and I was trying to figure out, is there anything that is in the atmosphere from it? Because I've never that I can't give you the exact numbers, but I can tell you this: over the past 14 years, I've gotten from them less than $10,000, a lot less than $10,000
over almost 15 years. That's That's nothing.
Yes. And keep in mind, they were getting money off of YouTube.
Yeah. Before the adpocalypse and stuff started there too, for whatever reason. That was when they'd really give you money.
They got that they were involved in that too. I didn't even, you know what? I'll be honest with you guys, because again, the technology was getting a little bit past me. I'm learning more about it now.
But always time.
I didn't know that you get some sort of placard when you get 100,000 followers. I had no idea. Here I am, my little spy got 2,600. I mean, and I'm getting nice engagement from those few people. So when I when I put my copyright up, I challenged the first 7 seconds of that video. That's all I had.
I love that. Yes.
YouTube took it down. They went back and copywrote the same thing, but changed the word "and" to the symbol "and," and then put that up in the copyright office. So the only way you could fix it is to go to court.
Yep.
But in order for you to go to court, you have to be able to pay to go. That's why when they were threatening to sue me because I copywrote the song and saying my copyright was invalid, no, mine was first because it was my song. The way we got it is because they couldn't get in the location. So after they couldn't get in the location, they was like, "Hey, sing something." That's exactly just like what you was just saying. That's exactly what he sing something, and it's even on the tape.
That is in there of them saying that.
Sing something, and we just standing there doing the can.
Yeah, perform. Come on, dance and sing. It's like so.
That's just disrespectful at that point. Because like anybody who works,
just started.
I would say big name artists or big name talent or not, that's disrespectful. Like you wouldn't put like some like Chris Pratt or something, like just all right, dance. And it's like no.
I mean, not to pull back the curtain a little bit, but there were some people who were trying to get on for the stream this, and like they just kind of kept being a little bit like maybe not, and not like being forward or like, oh yeah, we'll be there at this time or whatever. But it's that just because we're small content creators or we're not like big names, people think that they can just like treat you like whatever.
Yeah, we'll play it by ear. It's like, no, we can't play it by ear. We have a schedule, guys. We need your time start. Like 1 to 1:30. If you're here, you're here. If you're not, maybe we can fit you in a dead time later. But we need to at least know, like, hey, you're secured to try to be here at this time. And like, we'll let you know Saturday at 11:56.
Like,
it's like,
or
please.
Like one of them was like, I'll get back to you, and just like never got back to me. Which is like this.
I get people being busy, but it's like it takes a couple seconds to look and be like, I'll try 6 o'clock.
Yeah, as a creator, it's just a never-ending like slam of doors in your face. So I understand, but at the same time, it's disrespectful, like, especially for what they were doing with you in those videos. Whenever me and him have like gone together to do stuff, and we have a running gag where it's like, how committed to this
How
project
committed to this bit are you?
Because that's the only way I'm going to know if he's comfortable with doing something that he may not be comfortable with. And I think everyone is due that same respect, as I'm sure you should be.
Absolutely. Well, at the time, I knew it was only going to be so much I was going to do. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you
like
don't
you know
even
your
have to
limits with some
worry
things. Like
about
hell no.
you don't have to worry about offending me by asking me to do some shit. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, I'll say no. If it's really wild, I might be like F off. But
Yeah.
most times I'm
Yeah,
just like,
I
no,
mean,
man, we're not doing that. I'm sorry.
and I don't even have to be mad about it. I really
Yeah.
don't. I'm just not gonna do it.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what.
It's just
If
so
you
I don't
need
feel
to
like
fill
doing
the
it.
space, tell me what you're doing, and I'll give you something to fill the
Exactly.
space.
I'm like, that's why when we were setting up the couple banners in the background, and he's like, let's hang the banners. I'm like, I want to move the desk and set up the camera view for today first, so we don't move a bunch of shit and hang it up, and then we got to move the desk.
Yeah.
Like, we just
Right.
figure out the space and then we'll fill it, and so it works.
But you said
Absolutely.
that song came about because they couldn't get into the space, and
They
you
couldn't get into the space. It was a chicken joint on 119th and
Oh,
Western.
okay.
It was called Harold's Chicken. It's not there anymore. Harold's Chicken Shack.
Rip.
And they couldn't get in the first day, and they had that costume. They had the chicken costume and the dinosaur costume, and they couldn't get into the space. So we were just out there, and it was like, well, we got these costumes. We might as well use them.
Yeah.
So that's when we started doing the little can, and then he said, sing something. And then I started to sing it, and it was going to be longer than it was, but we all just stopped and started laughing. It was
the best
about
kind
to
of take.
be a song. It was about, but I didn't know what it was gonna be yet.
Yeah, you figure it out as it's going. You watch it just right in your
You know,
head as you're
I'm
saying
trying
it.
to figure out where to take it next. And as we are going through it, they all started laughing, and that threw me off because I'm
Yep.
trying to stay in that space.
But then you're also
And it
hyped
was-
that people are laughing too.
Man, it was crazy funny. It was crazy fun. That energy was cool.
Mhm.
But at the end of it, you know, they wasted my time a lot. They wasted my wife's time because she was the one who said, "Did you hear me call number 52?" That was her. and they disrespected her and her time. And it was really hard because a part of me wanted to check them, like,
Yeah, you
check 'em.
gotta. Sometimes you
But-
gotta, but then you don't want to wreck like the mood of the production or get thrown off midway and be screwed out of a
Man,
job
I'm
or
not
something.
even talking about during the taping of the shit, because I was gonna make it what it was gonna be.
Yeah.
At the point when I realized y'all don't really know what you're doing, you need more help. You see, let me give you a prime example of that.
Yeah.
So when they had a really great joke, it was funny as hell. And all they wanted, they was like, okay, we put a bunch of shit in a box. We want you to push the shit over. And that'll be the joke. And I was
Classic.
like, okay, I see that. Okay, so I'm looking at the camera. I was like, don't stop taping. Just keep taping. And so he said,
Always.
okay. So then so they're giving me a bunch of lines. I'm like, no, you don't want to use none of that. Because what that's doing is slowing down things. It's got to hurry up and happen. This is
Yeah.
Chicago's hustle.
For
You
real.
ain't got time to be. This shit got to happen. So look, I'm going to put this together, mark it up for you. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And I'm going and then I push the shit and I don't move. I just stand there
The deadpan.
and look in the camera
Classic.
and hold my arms out.
Yeah.
And I wait until the very last thing hits the bottom of the steps before I do anything.
Love that. Dude, that's awesome timing on that. I would have done similar. Did the deadpan of just cause a chaos and just stare at the camera like that and then wait for the last movement and be like, "There."
Anything else I'm saying to you, I'm not responsible for this shit.
Hope there wasn't anything breakable in there.
Well, we're running a little bit out of time real quick, but I just wanted to make sure that if there was something that you wanted to like tell people to go see or go to like
Any links or live events or whatever, drop them and we can try to link them if possible.
I got a new show down at the Laugh Factory. It's called the House of Hines. It's 3175 North Broadway. That's in Chicago. All of my social media is Robert_Hale_Hines. I also started a GoFundMe because I'm gonna sue these guys. I will send you the link to that as soon as we get done. And the last thing I want to really say, I had got this little YouTube page together and I was putting things up that were nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
And because I challenged their copyright, they had a copyright. YouTube don't litigate. YouTube took my YouTube page away from me. Now listen, not only did they do that, but they have been sending letters to every place that I've been working. They've been sending letters to clubs that I'm about to work at. Because when I talk on social media, people listen. 1.9 million people seen me say something about this on Twitter.
Yeah, whatever you got to say, if you want to say anything about them or whatever before we hop off,
like go for
totally
it.
can.
All I asked for was a partnership. I didn't ask to take anything from you because everybody on the universe knows that basically the character is me.
Yeah, it's literally you with a different name, just doing your thing.
That's it. That's all. And all I was asking for a partnership. And they will sit up and go to Black Lives Matter rallies and be all in front of people talking about how liberal they are. And they holding me by the throat. They have merchandise that they are currently selling with my image on it that they've never paid for.
And then there's just dragging you around and blocking your channel and messaging people. That's slander and harassment. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that is unfair to you because you're a cool dude. You're a funny dude on your feet. And you're a nice, awesome guy to talk to. And it's a shame to see people like you and similar to us like that just get screwed over constantly. Especially when it's a huge video like that.
Yeah, like Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. Like, that is like just as similar to how our generation just sits around and watches YouTube videos. Vine compilations are huge. It's in every single Vine compilation. Yep. I think I didn't even, and this is what sucks about it. I didn't even know your name before I.
Yeah, I thought you were Jones. I thought it was a real place. I found out it was in Chicago. I'm like, dude, we gotta go to Jones in Chicago. This shit's baller. This is awesome, man. Like, that was all I knew for years. And then when you came about to coming on the stream, he's like, we can get the Jones Barbecue guy on, but he's actually a really cool comedian. I'm like, no way, really? Fuck yeah, let's get him in here.
But like, that's like, it's funny, but at the same time, like, that's ridiculous that someone who puts that much work into something just has no like name attached to it because of it.
Not that it was a mistake, but people always say you're known by your like biggest mistake or something. So you're known by your smallest thing that was the biggest thing currently. And I think that you like, not that that's a mistake by any means. They treated you poorly on it, but that is a window of light to more of a bigger spectrum of your career that you had been honing in since then and to this point. And I look forward to seeing more of your stuff like that. I was reading up on you the other day before the stream just to see what you're going for, and I respect you a lot, man. So thank you again for being on.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you sharing your space.
Of course, man. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Again, thank you so much for being on.
Peace.
Awesome. Peace. All right.
He's a cool dude.
That was awesome. Thank you again, Robert Hines. We're going to try to link his stuff at some point in the description.